If you like our video, click the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel and get easy access to new content. To see our full suite of ad-free video courses and training materials, visit us at teachucomp.com. To change a custom form's content in the Form Customization window of QuickBooks Online, click the Content tab at the top of the window. The Content tab lets you edit the form's header, activity section, and footer by clicking the white pencil icons in the respective sections of the form's preview at the right side of the window. Alternatively, you can just click the sections themselves to access the same settings. After clicking a section, its settings then appear to the left. To edit the header, click the top section at the right to view its settings to the left. To add or remove fields, check or uncheck the checkboxes under the header, form, and display sections. To add fields to a section that do not currently appear, click the plus field name link in that section, where field name is the name of the type of information to show, to then add a checkbox and label field for that information into that section. To change the display of the label for many fields you add, type your desired label into the adjacent field to the right of the field's checkbox. To edit the activity section, click the middle section in the area to the right to show its settings to the left. The activity section shows the items selected in the form within an activity table. For invoices, you can check the Show on Invoice checkbox under the Account Summary section to show an account summary in the invoice. For all forms, the Activity Table section lists the columns to show. To add or remove columns from the activity table, check or uncheck the column names. To enable or disable additional settings for some types of columns, check or uncheck the associated sub-checkboxes if they appear as desired. To change the order of the columns in the table, click and drag the 6-dot icon to the left of the column name up or down in the list, and then release it when it is in the desired position. The order the columns appear from top to bottom is the order they appear in the activity table from left to right. To edit the column labels and column widths, click the Edit Labels and Widths link to show fields and sliders to the right of the column names. To edit a column's label, change the value in the field that appears to the right of the column name. To adjust its width, click and drag the slider to the right of the label field to the left or right to make the column width narrower or wider. Your changes appear in the form preview to the right. To show advanced activity options, click the Show More Activity Options link at the bottom of this section to show checkboxes for additional activity-related form settings. To then enable or disable any activity options for your form type, check or uncheck these additional checkboxes as needed. For some checkbox options, additional options may also appear if they are enabled, where you may then need to make additional selections from drop-downs or check or uncheck related options too as needed. For all forms, you can enable the Group Activity By and Collapse Activity Rows options to apply grouping and combining of activity items, as was discussed in depth in the earlier lesson titled Grouping and Subtotaling Items and Invoices in the Basic Sales chapter. For the invoice form, there are also Show Progress on Line Items, Email Only, Show Markup on Billable Expenses, Show Billable Time, and if billable time is enabled, Include Employee Name, and Include Hours and Rates options. To show progress invoicing in an invoice regardless of how it is sent, select the Airy New Template Design choice back on the Design tab, and then check the Show Progress on Line Items checkbox that then appears here. To change the footer section, click the bottom section of the form preview at the right side of the Form Customization window to view its settings to the left. Under the Display section, you can check the checkboxes for Discount, Deposit, and/or Estimate Summary, Email and Web Only to show those fields in the form. However, the Deposit and Estimate Summary, Email and Web Only checkboxes are not available when customizing an estimate or sales receipt, as they would make no sense in those forms. To add a message to the customer, type the message into the large field under the Message to Customer On Form Type label and dropdown. You can set the font size for the message by using the adjacent drop-down field. To add additional footer text, type it into the field under the Add Footer Text label. Then set the font size and text alignment using the two drop-downs to the right. Remember to click the subscribe button to see more of our videos. Get ad-free courses at teachucomp.com.